Welcome to your Aligned as Fuck Life podcast, hosted by your girl, Shalvika. I am a life transformation coach, a wife, a cat mom, pure generator, Enneagram 3, Pisces sign, and helping you build an aligned as fuck life is my jam. Out in this world, we believe that there are no set rules for building a life, career, and business. That we are all unique and we should be able to embrace our uniqueness in everything we do while shedding all the BRules or bullshit rules one at a time. We will talk all things mindset, manifestation, healing, energetics, rituals, success, and so much more. I believe that I can have it all and you can too. Ready for an episode that will take you one step closer to your aligned as fuck life? Let's get started. Hello and welcome to another episode of Your Aligned as Fuck Life with Shalvika. Today's episode is episode 18 and we are going to talk about 3 questions to ask yourself to process your bullshit rules or BRules as I like to call them. Let's dive in. 3 ways that you can process the BRules or the bullshit rules that have been passed on to you from your previous generation. BRules are all of those bullshit rules that are passed generation to generation or that are given to us from society, from external factors, and that we still believe to be true because they are given to us by our conditioning. And here are 3 simple questions that you can ask yourself in order to process how you feel about a particular BRule and really make a decision for yourself of whether you want to continue believing that BRule or not. So the first question is, of course, is this the absolute truth? Now let's take a BRule that I grew up with, right? If you have to be rich, you cannot have any other parts of your life. You are going to not have any work-life balance. You're going to not have any family life. That was one of the BRules that I grew up with, right? That if I have to make a lot of money, I cannot have anything else. Now, is that the absolute truth? How do you observe that? You observe that by looking at other people who are rich. Just find evidence, gather evidence that is against the BRule that you actually believe in. And trust me, when you start actually looking for evidence, there is so much evidence that shows that your BRule is not the actual absolute truth. The second question is, does this BRule come from a space of insecurity? Now, this insecurity can be the insecurity of a parent that brought you up, a caregiver that brought you up, or your grandparents, anyone really, from your previous generations. That this insecurity happens because, I was brought up in a family where my grandfather actually served in the British Royal Air Force. So he saw a very, very different world, honestly, because he served under the British. He served when the British ruled India, right? And for someone like him to believe that, it makes absolute sense because it comes from that space of insecurity of, I don't think we can be there. Or I don't think, because I have seen XYZ people be there, I don't think I can do that. And that's how that insecurity comes from. So what insecurity is the BRule that you believe in actually nurturing? Explore that. And the third question to ask yourself, and this is the most important question, this is the topping of the cake, is, does it serve my happiness? Does this BRule that I have really, truly, completely serve my happiness? And if the answer is no, it's time to let that go, right? Again, let's get back to my BRule. Rich people cannot have everything. They cannot have family life. They cannot have work-life balance. So that how that played in my life was, for the longest time I knew I wanted to do something else, but I kept being in my corporate job because it was secure, because it offered me a certain level of coziness, if I may, right? But did it serve my happiness? Does that BRule really serve my happiness? No, because I want to do a lot of shit that others in my family never did. I want to break that generational trauma. I want to break all of that conditioning that has been passed in my family from generation to generation, so that I don't pass it on to my children. So yeah, it does not fucking serve my happiness. So these are the 3 questions that will really get you on the path of rephrasing your BRule. The first one is this: the absolute fucking truth. Does my BRule come from a space of insecurity? And does it serve my happiness? Thank you so much for tuning in today's episode. If you absolutely loved what you heard today, be sure to share it with me by leaving a review on iTunes so that I can keep the good stuff coming. And if you aren't already following me on social media, come soak up some extra inspiration and send me a hello on Instagram by searching @Shalrika_P. Also tagged in the show notes. I love and adore you so much, and I will talk to you super soon. In the meantime, continue building your most authentic and aligned as fuck life. Ciao!